everyone, I hope you're okay this morning. Just wanted to drop you another video. So as you know, I have been running a bit of an isolation series over the last few weeks. So the first few topics were how to be still, emptying your emotional cup, so letting emotion out of your body. And this week we had a session on establishing positive new habits. So this is quite a big topic really. And the first thing that I want to say is don't beat yourself up if you're finding this hard, whatever the habit is, because actually there's a reason that it's hard, because you know your mind has been running the same script and running the same programming for me 32 years. So the fact that I'm trying to teach it something new, it's going to resist. So I think the first thing is to just don't beat yourself up. Because when I, for example, was starting my meditation practice, I was really hard on myself. You know, the first few times I was thinking, I can't stop my mind. I'm really bad at this and I'm just not good at meditation. You know, but actually that's not the case. It's the fact that your mind is stubborn and it's going to be tricky, and that's part of the journey. So that's the first thing I want to kind of say, just so you guys stick with me on this, because it takes a bit of time. Okay, so I've got I think I've got 6 tips for you today, for those of you that weren't on the call, and hopefully it'll give you just a little bit of an idea as to how to kind of work on this in your own time over the next few weeks and start to kind of establish some new positive habits really through COVID-19 or through this period. Because actually I think even though we're going through a really tricky time, it's a really nice time to be able to focus on creating some new positive habits, because actually we're at home, we've got a bit more time with our family and friends. Yes, we're wearing lots of different hats and sometimes life is a bit chaotic, but we can actually be committed to scheduling some regular time to create some positivity in our lives really. So I think that's one thing that I've noticed actually, that I've been able to spend some time on those things that actually I found excuses and distractions for beforehand. So with regards to habits, it can be anything from quitting smoking to eating more healthily, training more, relaxing more, meditating. I'm going to come at it from a place of meditation because I have a topic that's kind of flowing through this isolation series quite nicely, and it's how to be still. So actually I'm learning that there's a lot of people that are struggling to find that stillness moment out there. I actually did a session yesterday with FitFest Oxford on how to find that stillness moment, and meditation obviously features quite heavily in that. So I'm going to talk through this with regards to focusing on meditation, but please apply it to kind of any habit you're looking to form in your lives. Okay, so first thing is commitment. So like I just said, it isn't easy, and there's a reason it's not easy, and it's part of the journey, the fact that actually you're going to resist, your mind is going to resist this initially. So one thing that can really help is actually committing to a number of days. So I'm actually starting a self-care wellbeing challenge today actually, that's gonna help you for the next 21 days form regular habits, which falls really nicely out of the session tonight, the fact that you can follow this on. And it is going to be focused around meditation, stillness, visualization, calm. And hopefully you'll find that actually through that 21 days, you've been able to really kind of reconnect to that stillness feeling and see a difference really. Second, make it daily. So, you know, there is this challenge and I have committed to making it every day. And there's a reason for that, because actually the fact that you do it regularly, consistently, even twice a day is amazing, because we are retraining our mind. And we do need to commit to the fact that this is a regular commitment that we are making to ourselves. Third, start simple. So, you know, for someone that's super busy, super crazy, you know, a very scattered mind, very busy person like me, start really simple. So it might be initially when I was starting my meditation journey, I started off with trying to do 15 minutes from nothing, and that was not the best thing for me to do. I'd actually recommend now, if someone can sit at the start of the day or at the end of the day for 1 minute and try and just do a few deep breaths. Breath is really important. It's something we have access to at any point through our journey. through our day, whether we're just walking into a big pitch, whether we're just in the supermarket. You know, that connection to the breath is something we have available to us always. You know, so let's not underestimate actually the fact that we might be starting with a minute of just sitting in a still place and actually connecting to our breath. And this really links back to kind of our how to be still session as well, because we talked a lot about scheduling that time. We talked about committing to that time. We talked about doing it regularly as well. So a lot of this crosses over, and it's a lot of the same kind of habit creating elements that we need to kind of consider here when we're forming new habits. The third is remind yourself. So again, coming back to scheduling it. Let's get it in the diary. Let's put a buzzer on your phone, you know, so that you can't actually run away with yourself and forget that time has been scheduled, because you'll get to the end of the day and you'll think, oh, I didn't do it today. You know, and for one day, okay, that doesn't feel like a big deal, but actually this is a big deal, because this is your future and this is you putting yourself first and what you want first for yourself. So actually putting that buzzer on, the alarm clock on, or actually saying to your partner, you know, between 7 and 7:30 today, I'm going to be having a bath, having some time for myself. You know, that's really going to help. Stay consistent. So it comes back to consistency. So like I said, every day, amazing. It will feel normal. It probably won't for the first 2 weeks at least, but after 3 weeks, it will feel normal. It'll feel like you're getting up in the morning and the first thing you think of is doing that daily meditation, that daily task that you've scheduled. And finally, get a buddy. I talked about it a little bit in my talk yesterday, but accountability is massive. And if you can find, for me, for example, I found a meditation partner. And if there was a time that you would assign to do that every day, then the fact that your friend messaged you 10 minutes before saying we're ready to go, sometimes that accountability is what you need. You know, and there's no escape that way, because actually they're going to hold you to account because they care about you. But also, not necessarily on the buddy side, but just tell people about what you're doing. The fact that you're spreading some really positive awareness about creating your new habit, whether that's meditation, you know, the more people you can tell about the fact that you're doing this work, you know, that's going to make a difference on a wider and a larger scale. You know, we're creating that positivity around us. And visualize it. I think the main, you know, and the final point is visualization. See yourself living your life with this newly created habit in place. What does it look like every day? What does it feel like? What are people saying around you? How do you feel differently? You know, so for me with my meditation habit, I visualized really clearly the night before I went to bed what I was going to do in the morning when I woke up. And for me, it was about not checking my phone first thing, because that's a really, really bad habit of mine. And it was actually about getting up, and the first thing I was going to do is practice some gratitude. So list the 3 things I was grateful for. But then secondly, get up, have a cup of tea, and move to my favorite spot that became my meditation spot, and then start my meditation. And if I could visualize myself doing that, then again, when I got to that point where I was actually practicing it, my mind was on board with the journey. It was playing along with the script rather than resisting that change. So again, what I'd say is visualization is really important as well. So hopefully that's a bit of a whistle-stop tour, but thank you so much for tuning in. And like I said, keep an eye out for my Isolation Series sessions. There'll be another next Monday at 8 o'clock, and for the self-care challenge as well, which is obviously going to be 21 days, and it's all about creating positive habits. So yes, have a lovely day, everyone. Lots of love.